Investment advisory and financial planning services are offered through Simplicity Wealth, LLC, and SEC Registered Investment Advisor. SEC registration does not constitute nor endorse of the firm, nor does it indicate that the advisor has attained a particular level of skill nor ability. Investing involves risk of loss. Insurance, consulting, and education services offered through Diamond Life Planning is a separate and unaffiliated entity from Simplicity Wealth. This information is provided as a general information and is not intended to be specific financial guidance. Before you make any decisions regarding your personal financial situation, you should consult a financial or tax professional to discuss your individual circumstances and objectives.
Welcome to the Rock My Finances show on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV, where we put the fun in finance. Join Powerhouse Jennifer Joseph, CDFA, CMC, and Private Wealth Advisor, as she collaborates with you to create clarity, control, and confidence with your money, your way. It's not about the zeros, so what is it all about? Let's find out. Now here's your host and weekly friend, Jennifer Joseph.
Welcome back. Welcome back, y'all. So glad you're here. This is going to be a good one. Dating, love, and money after 40. I don't know about you, but things get different. Each decade you tack on to me, things change. Life changes, my thoughts, my beliefs. I mean, we still have our underbelly that's never going to change, right? But how do we deal with dating, love, and money after 40? So it usually comes with new opportunities. Maybe you're divorced, maybe you're widowed. Maybe you've been single for years. I've been single for I don't even know, 10, 12 years now. It's kind of crazy. Maybe you've been dating on and off with different long relationships. But after 40, things are a little bit different. I could even say after 50, after 60, I'm 60. So you're not dating with the same experiences, responsibilities, or expectations that we had in our 20s, right? We have a history. We might have a history like I've been married 3 times. I know 3 times, but there's a story behind that, I promise you. But there's things there that have add up over the decades. We've learned lessons. We've experienced a good chunk of life. We may have children, maybe adult children. Some might even have grandkids. We may own a home or several. We may have lost everything. We may have retirement accounts. We have, Roth, IRAs, whatever. 401ks still, we could be working and contributing. And we also may have some money scars. We may have betrayal in our past. We may, especially if you've been divorced, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something to be aware of. And the goal isn't to become who we were before after the betrayal, but it actually is, who are we now? Who are we now and who do we want to be in the future? So today we're going to talk about love, money, trust, boundary, healing our past, and create relationships that support you, your future, instead of repeating your past and your past mistakes. Okay, part 1, heal before you date. I know we can only do so much. However, I can promise you, this is my thought alone, we seek our equal. So what we're putting out there, we're getting back. So if we're not healed, we're going to get someone who is not healed. At least if we're on the journey of healing, that's great. We're going to meet somebody on the journey of healing. We're never going to be perfect, or it's never going to be done. So we want to be at least aware of some things. Like my friend is dating, and she asked on the first date, I don't know who asked, but they talked about triggers. Okay, that's great. You want to know your triggers. Do you know your triggers? Do we know how we feel about money and our money story in our past? And do we know our relationship betrayal wounds, like our core wounds, right? So relationships do not heal our wounds. We heal our wounds. So a lot of times people think, I'm going to jump into this relationship and I'm going to feel better. I won't have to do the personal growth work, really. In actuality, relationships highlight the wounds that we need to heal. They reveal them. They do not heal them. So if you haven't healed your abandonment issues, betrayal issues, fear of rejection, financial trauma, if you've been through a divorce, whatever, you might feel really guilty. You got this amazing inheritance from your family. All of those issues show up again in your next relationship. I promise you, they will show up. The healthiest relationships begin when you're no longer looking for someone to rescue you. You're no longer looking for someone to complete me. Remember Jerry Maguire? You complete me. Okay, well, that's two halves leaning on each other. That's not very strong. So that's not what we want. We want you to be able to be completely feeling great on your own, clarity, control on your way to financial freedom, if not attained financial freedom, healed your past wounds so that you can stand up fully in a new relationship. So here's the first healing exercise. Complete these sentences. Grab your money journal, grab your pencil or pen. Number one, the hardest thing I experienced in past relationships was, you're telling yourself these things, so don't worry about the dating part yet. Number two, the lesson I learned from that experience was, I think these are great questions because a lot of times we might meet someone and if they are blaming their exes all the time and they never take responsibility for themselves, well, they have not done the healing work to become integrated of what they went through and who they are now and who they want to be. So red flag in just my opinion. Number three, what I need to forgive myself for. This is huge because it's never always one person. I don't care if you got the most narcissistic, violent, crazy, yada, yada, yada. Doesn't matter. You still have some healing to do. You put yourself in that position. You stayed in that position. You accepted what was given to you. We still have healing to do. So no matter what I need to forgive myself is, write that down, and what I am ready to release is. That's great. We all make mistakes. We're all human. The healing begins with the awareness. So let's just see what we have to forgive ourselves for, right? I've done some stupid things in the past, believe me. So we heal ourselves for those things. Then we can step into the new relationship very different than we would have if we were dragging all that behind. Now, does it go away forever? No, it doesn't. But we have to have the awareness. Part two, know your non-negotiables. Many women over 40 know what they don't want, but they really haven't clearly defined what they do want. And some of them have the list of what they do want, like a million items long, which we're not going to get that either. Confidence comes from clarity. Before dating, identify your values, your current values, not what you think you should be, not what your family gave you growing up, and not what you're just trying to get away from in the last relationships, but actually, who are you today? Who do you want to be a year from now? And what are those values you want to see in your life and in your financial world? What matters most? Example, kindness, honesty, integrity, communication, faith, adventure, financial responsibility, financial freedom. What really matters most to you? Health, body, taking care of your body, whatever it might be. When you know your values, dating becomes easier because you're going to know right from the first date if any of the communications goes towards your top values. And I'm not saying, I got betrayed on, so honesty is important to me. Well, that's kind of silly. We all care about honesty. And just because you were betrayed and you care about it more doesn't mean that somebody else doesn't care about it as well. It just means that you still have fear hanging around and you're still worried about honesty because you haven't healed that wound yet from that last betrayal. So, we all want honesty. We all want communication. But some people want to travel and have adventure. Some people don't. Some people are afraid of heights. They're not going to do roller coasters. They're not going to go skydiving. Some people do. They want adventure. They want to be doing those things. Some people want to cook. Some people want to have a chef, right? So we want to know what matters most to us. So for me, I can tell you right now, health. So I want somebody who is health conscious, meaning eating, exercise, spirituality, like my meditation, my morning practices, my evening practices. Those are really, really, really important to me. And at this age, I don't have time to be explaining to someone why I meditate, right? So they don't have to meditate, but they at least know what's happening. When you know your values, everything becomes easier. You're no longer looking for chemistry alone. Now, chemistry is important, but is it the most important thing? Everybody answers that for themselves, right? Like, I want to get along with somebody. I just had this on a show. What show was this? I can't remember what it was. It was The Good Fight. So I was watching The Good Fight, and Luca, had a baby. She was coming home from the hospital, and her mom was telling her for the relationship part of things, when you pull up into the front of your house, if his car or her car is in that garage or in that driveway, do you get excited? Or do you not? Do you rather go into the house by yourself? And it's funny because that's so true. So when can you feel that in your past relationships? Like you kind of know what's over when it's like, oh my God, they're home. Please leave, right? That kind of tells you something. Or, oh, I can't wait to go in and share my day. Can't wait to go get a hug or whatever it might be. For me right now, I love that there's no one in my house. So clearly I should not be dating, which I'm not. So, it's like everybody's a little bit different. So here's another healing exercise for you. Make 3 lists. Are you ready? Must have, qualities that you absolutely need, nice to have, qualities that you would enjoy, and absolutely not, behaviors that you will not tolerate. I will not tolerate a heavy drinker. Absolutely will not tolerate that. I will not tolerate someone who does not have manners and who doesn't open the door for me and that doesn't, walk on the outside of the sidewalk. I was talking to my girlfriends about that as well. Like that makes me feel safe. Someone who doesn't listen to try to understand. Those are my absolute nots, right? Now, I want you to put money in here, right? So your must-haves around money, qualities that you need around money. You might have been betrayed hugely by a spender, so you do not want somebody who spends. You might not have healed that wound. You might nice to have someone who has the least amount of money as you do, and then absolutely not. You will not take anyone with credit card debt and bankruptcy, anything like that. So turn that into your money things as well. Okay, part 3. When should you talk about money in the dating? The most common question is, when should I bring up money? Well, probably not on the first date, right? And probably not even on the second date. Money conversation should happen naturally as trust develops. So you don't need to have account balances, Social Security, if you filed for bankruptcy. We're talking more about values. Do they value abundance? Do they value security? Does money equal security to them? They might be sharing that just in conversations, right? So early conversations kind of focus on spending habits, financial priorities, retirement goals, for lack of a better word, right? Financial freedom goals, debt philosophy, and lifestyle expectations. You can glean a lot from someone, just how they travel and how they talk about traveling. They might be, going to all the cheap sites and only getting a deal and 2-for-1s and, just keeping things very frugal. And if you are frugal, that is perfect for you, right? If you like to stay at hostels and, the not the 5-star hotels, the ones that serve breakfast, or do you want the 5-star room service in all my hotels, always with a pool and a hot tub, right? So all these different things that you can glean from someone just in conversation. So we're not really interrogating someone. We're just having conversations and being aware. Another healing exercise for you. Journal this question. What does financial security mean to me? What does financial security mean to me? Many people have never really defined it. Until you know what security means to you, it's difficult if someone else actually shares that vision for you. We all say we want financial security, but what does that mean? Like I had a client that she had to have her house paid off. She grew up that she just had to have her house paid off. Well, and as we know these days, if I have $500,000 making 8, 9, 10, 12, 15, 16, 18, 20, whatever percentage it's making, instead of paying down a 2.5% loan, when you're looking at numbers, it would be better to have your money making money for you in that certain circumstance. However, it doesn't matter to her. Even if you had it in a guaranteed, can't lose 5% CD or whatever, instead of the 2% loan, she still wants her house paid off. That's something you cannot change. That is a value. So it's okay. That's what you want to know, right? We want to know what other people's things are, what their values are. Debt. Do they, like me, I have debt on my credit cards because I want points and then I pay that off. So I use credit cards. There are some people that hate credit cards, will not use them, will not get them, can't stand them because they've been taught or burned, or maybe they were betrayed with credit card debt in a divorce, or maybe they racked up too much credit card in college and in their 20s and they'll just never use them. So everybody is just a little bit different in the way they handle dealings of money. Part 4, financial red flags. I love that we can make that people overlook warning signs. Love can make people overlook warning signs, right? And I don't even want to say love. I want to say infatuation, the lust, not necessarily love, but lust in the beginning, right? Like the butterflies in our stomach. Like, we want to pay attention to this. It's not all about chemistry. Financial red flags can include chronic irresponsibility. That could literally just be someone being late all the time for every date. That could be someone not confirming the date the day before. That could be changing it all the time, and then changing it not for the better, but for the worse for you, right? Financial red flags could be hidden debt. Now, you're not going to know that for a long time, but you might not even find it for a while. Constant financial crisis, like if things are just always happening with kids and ex-wives and families and business and all of that, that could just be a little bit of a flag. Refusal to talk about money, like just keep sidetracking that conversation, expecting others to rescue them. Like, oh, my car's not working now, or I brought the wrong car. It's too big to park. Can we take your car? Little things like that. Like, your house is closer to my job for tomorrow morning. Can I stay here? Just kind of yucky things, right? Like, you're always having to rescue. And as women, we feel like moms. Well, we definitely don't want to be a mom to our lover. So we definitely don't want to be feeling that. Excessive gambling. Maybe you guys go on a trip. Maybe, they talk about, oh, I just got back from a cruise. I lost $1,500 or whatever excessive is to you. Repeated borrowing. Well, I don't even know how you would know that. But if anybody ever wanted to borrow money from me that I just met, that's a huge red flag, right? Financial control. You could probably see it. Like, it comes out in other areas. If they're going to have financial control, they're going to want to control where they eat, where they go, what time they go, where they come back, who's driving, all that. The control might show up in other areas. So the goal is not perfection. The goal is honesty and responsibility. So here's another healing exercise for you, because as we know we cannot fix someone else. We can only fix ourselves. So ask yourself, what red flags did I see but I ignored in my last relationship, or the one before that, or before that, or before that, or whatever, right? All my relationships. There's your weekend right there. There's your weekend at the beach or at the pool. That's your homework. Like, take your money journal with you and say, okay, what have I ignored in the past? Now, I can tell you, I did not have a financial, well, I did in one of my marriages, but I really had a betrayal in a family member. And so that would be a great thing that I've journaled on and come to healing grips with. But that always pops up. So I should do that again, right? Like, what did I ignore? I already know what I ignored, and I should not have ignored that, right? Shoulda, woulda, coulda. But now what have I learned? We got to integrate that. We can't change it until we're aware of it and we remember it. It's easy to forget things. So, that's why we want to write them down in our money journal. Why did I ignore those red flags? Well, because it would be easier for me. I didn't want to confront that somebody else would actually do something like that. Fear of being alone could be one. Like, you really want to be in that relationship. Hope that they would change, or that they would never do that to you, only to their ex-wife or their ex-wife. Wanting the relationship to work. A lot of people really want to be in that relationship, like it says something to who they are to the society, and they feel like half of a person or half of counting, which is very true. I live in a very couples area, and it's sometimes hard to be a single person and growing up with my kids. I was a single mom all the time. All their friends were always married. So that was strange. So I get that you would want to be in that relationship. But write all these things down so that you're actually aware of them. Part 5, trust yourself again. Many women have experienced divorce, betrayal, financial loss. Like, I shouldn't have invested in that one stock or that one thing. We actually stop trusting ourselves. We don't want to do that. So we want to say, well, we do say, I should have known, shoulda, woulda, coulda, right? I missed the signs. I didn't want to look at the signs. How did I let that happen? But healing isn't about blaming yourself. I can tell you now. It's acknowledging it and rebuilding the trust in your own judgment. The fact that something happened doesn't mean that you're incapable of making good decisions. That just means that that's more that you learned in the past of what not to do. And also, it means you're human. So one more healing exercise: create a list that's titled Evidence That I Can Trust Myself. Remember, we always want to flip everything and stay on the positive. So include difficult situations that you've survived, good decisions that you have made, challenges that you've overcome, and then times that you actually have listened to your gut and listened to your intuition. Read it whenever self-doubt appears. Like, read that, check that list out. Like, yeah, I did do that good. Yeah, that was a good choice. Part 6, healthy boundaries around money. Healthy boundaries protect relationships. They do not damage them. So boundaries might include, obviously, no co-signing for loans, and don't combine finances too quickly. I did with my last husband. We were a blended family, so we created one household checking account, but I kept mine, he kept his. Keeping certain assets separate. I love that. Coming from a certified divorce financial analyst, I see this happens a lot. So you want to keep your stuff separate for a very long time until things are really, really dialed in. Discussing large purchases. Like, we want to make that a boundary. Like, if it's going to be over a certain dollar amount, it all gets talked about. I hope these boundaries created some clarity for you, and clarity creates trust for you. And I hope that you include all these wonderful journaling and exercises on your money dates, because I really want you to be able to walk away from dating, love, and I want you to trust yourself. And I want you to be able to say, hey, I rock my finances.
We appreciate you joining us today, and don't forget to subscribe to the Rock My Finances YouTube channel for more engagement and bonus content. Tell me, what is your money story? Let's find out with Jennifer right here on K4HD Radio and Talk4 TV. It's not about the zero, it's about the F word, feelings. Feelings Jennifer can't wait to explore with you next week. Until then, let's all say, I rock my finances.